Hey everyone, today I'm going to go over the new and extremely exciting news that we have for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak on the Nintendo Switch and on PC via Steam, because we're going to be talking about the 15 upcoming brand new event quests that we have as part of the 4th free title update. This has been part of the series of videos that I've been putting out together. I'm discussing just pretty much the brand new armors that are going to be part of these event quests. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit. We already spoke about that in the last video, link in the description below. And pretty much when Sunbreak is going to drop on PlayStation and Xbox and PC Windows, which I also put out a video about a couple of days ago, we have that information based on an event quest, which we're also going to be touching upon as well. Now, first and foremost, before I begin, I'm going to divide this video into two sections. First, I want to discuss when pretty much everything is going to be taking place. We have a little bit of like a schedule that I want to discuss a little bit beforehand, and then I want to get into the whole every single one of the event quest sections. So I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below for timestamps and stuff, so you can skip to the stuff for the event quest if that's what you're more interested in. But I quickly want to discuss the timeline for everything, since it's very important regarding this specific 4th free title update, because two major things are going to happen. First, before the 5th free title update, Sunbreak will be dropping on PlayStation, PC, Windows, and Xbox. And that is going to be happening based on a Korean digital store listing. That is going to be happening on April 7th. And we know already, Capcom already confirmed that the game on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC Windows will be dropping in April. And we now know, based on a couple of event quests, which you're going to be talking about in a second, that it will be happening before the 5th free title update. So therefore, it's kind of like all lining up properly. At the same time, because there are 15 event quests, one of which already happened last week, we have 14 pending event quests after this video going live, and we have essentially 9 more weeks of event quests. The last event quest should be dropping on April 19th. Therefore, to me, it comes across as April 26th will be the day of the 5th free title update. So somewhere around the second week of April, we should be able to get some sort of presentation, and that is how things are going to shape up. This is why I wanted to talk a little bit about the timeline on everything. So, PlayStation, PC, Windows, and Xbox drops on the 7th. We get some sort of presentation teasing the 5th free title update somewhere around the 9th through the 14th. On the 19th, we get the final event quest for the 4th free title update. And on the 26th, we finally get access to the 5th free title update. So that is how the timeline is looking right now. Another quick clarification I also want to make is that because we have 9 weeks of event quests pending, but we have 14 event quests that are going to be dropping, therefore this also means 5 of those weeks will have double event quests in that given week. One of those will be the week that basically the PlayStation version, Xbox, and PC Windows drops. It will be dropping on the 7th, but I think that week of maybe the 12th is when we're gonna get those 2 event quests we'll be talking about in a second. But that's pretty much how it's all lining up. So that is the timeline as of right now. Again, this all has been mined. There is some store listings, like I mentioned, for the store digital front in Korea. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. For that is pretty much how things are shaping up right now. So now I actually want to start discussing the event quests, since there's plenty to go over there as well. And if you don't necessarily know the reason how we came across through all of these event quests, first and foremost, most of them were mined. The details for each monster, how you're going to fight them, what rewards you're going to get, and all of that, that's been mined. But also Nico has all the details as well. So if you don't want to take my word for it, go check them out. They're doing a great job as well. And link in the description below if you need that as well. Now, the first event quest, we already have access to it. This was the one that dropped last week with the bandana ticket that gave us the brand new mask. This is a 6-star event quest called I Need My Beauty Sleep that puts you up against a Sinogar and an Astalos and a Furious Rajang at the Shrine Ruins. Not going to say much further. This one's already live. I made a video about that last week, so moving on forward. The next event quest, presumably, now the order on these is a little bit weird. I'm not sure if in the way that I'm going to be talking about them, that is how they're going to be dropping. But at the end of the day, that is just kind of the way that they were found. So maybe that is the exact order. We'll have to wait and see. Now, the next event quest is a 4-star event quest called Freezing Fangs. This one is going to be putting you up against 2 Lunagarans at the Forlorn Arena. Now, this event quest was teased in the presentation itself. There might have been a 2-second clip of it where you're fighting 2 Lunagarans. So this pretty much is going to be one of those featured event quests. This is a 100% crown quest. It could be both big and small, but because you're fighting two of them, chances are it's going to be one big Lunar Garen, one small Lunar Garen. But in the presentation itself, I think they were just both big. So, you know, it is what it is. Rewards will be the typical stuff: melding nectar, pitfalls, barrel bombs, max potions. These are just normal items. And then there will be a brand new pose as a reward for this specific quest. I know you guys love guild titles, poses, and like stickers. So certainly this one is going to be a fan favorite event quest. Now the next brand new event quest we're looking at here is called the Buddy Dress Up Party. This is a 5-star master rank event quest in the Shrine Ruins that puts you up against a Chameleos and an Espinas, and your reward is going to be the Flower Pot Buddy armor set, or the Buddy Fairy armor set. Now this one does actually have stats tied to it. There will be, you know, of course, a version that you can wear normally, and you should be seeing the image on the screen right now. This armor was teased in the presentation itself. Of course, I made a video just yesterday regarding the hunting armors, so you should be able to check that out. Link in the description below. But this one specifically is for your buddies, both Palico and Palamute, so we are going to be able to dress them up in some Buddy Fairy armors, and this one is just basically the flower pot set. Moving on to the next event quest, this will be a 6-star master rank event quest called Brightly Shining Disaster. This one puts you up against a Shagaru Magala, most likely in the arena, and it's a 100% crown. Now for interesting reasons, there's no rewards tied to this one, which is really weird. It's just gonna be one of those presumably filler quest. I mentioned before that there's going to be 5 of the upcoming 9 weeks of event quest where we are going to get double event quests. We're going to get 2 quests per week. That is why we're getting like 15 in total as part of this 14th free title update. So therefore, I think this one is most likely just a filler event quest. I'm not sure if the only purpose to it is just to get 100% crown. That seems to be the way that it's going to be. But of course, we'll just have to wait and see. This one is most likely going to be a somewhere March type of event quest. Moving forward to the next one is a 6-star master rank event quest called Food Fight. This one is putting you up against a Rajang and a Magnum Balo at the Lava Caverns. And this one is specifically, I believe, an early March event quest because the timing on it seems to be right. I spoke about this one in the last video, and this is the Noble Foreign Drawings event quest that gives you access to the Lenigan armor. This is the very first Frontiers armor set that we're going to have access to, and it pretty much seems to be looking that way. If you didn't catch my full-on like armors, you know, for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak's 4th free title update video, this is the pretty much like made, you know, butler looking armor set that was part of Frontiers G11th update. So this one is, I think, is going to be a fan favorite, but also, you know, it's going to be an interesting one to see for sure. Moving on to the next event quest, this one is called Dance of the Cherry Blossoms. And this one is going to be putting you up against 2 Mitsuzunes at the Shrine Ruins, and you're going to have a 100% crown reward. So this one is going to seem very familiar to the previous quest that we spoke about, Brightly Shining Disaster with the Shagaru Magala, because this is just a 2 monster quest for crowns. So I'm guessing this is another one of those filler event quests where it's just part of a second event. You know, we're getting 2 quests per that given week, and this is just kind of like a filler quest. I'm not sure what the true purpose is at this point in time. I presume Mitsuzune crowns have been available in the past through event quests locked already, so I'm not sure what the real purpose of this quest is, other than just to give us, you know, more filler quests. I'm not really sure what the true purpose is. It would have been better, I think, to give us access to monsters who have not necessarily fought, you know, together before, give us access to those, or maybe more hazard level quests. Certainly, I want to talk about more hazard quests and emergency quests at the back end of the video. Now the next quest I think is going to be another one that's going to be really popular. This is a 6-star master rank quest called Knight Show Thy Valiance, and this one puts you up against a Gold Rathian in the arena. Now this is a 100% small crown Gold Rathian, therefore it should be a pretty good one. We spoke about this one in the last video because this is part of another one of those a brand new layered armor event quests. Although you will have invading monsters like Rathian, Nargacuga, Astalos, and Garangolm as well. Now, the item you will be looking forward to is the Treasured Foreign Drawings, which gives you access to the Reflet Layered Armor. And this is the armor that they teased pretty much heading into the presentation itself. This is that regal, bluish, goldish looking armor set. Of course, if you didn't see it, link in the description below for my previous video where I discuss all the details and the way that they look, how they used to compare back to Frontiers, all of that good stuff. Stats and everything that you need to know regarding those armor sets. Moving on to the next event quest. This one is a Master Rank 6 event quest called Cooling the Caverns. This is a Volcana in the Lava Caverns, and it will give you as a reward a brand new gesture. So at the very least, you get gestures, you know, not poses, but gestures. I'd rather have more gestures than poses, but you know, it is what it is. So it's just a simple Master Rank Volcana quest. At the very least, I believe this is the first event quest with Volcana in it, so I guess there will be some good there. Now, the next event quest is a 6-star Master Rank quest called Get Off My Stage. This one puts you up against a Mitsuzune and an Aurora Somnicanth at the Frost Isles, and I spoke this one about in the last video as well, since it's a armor quest, a layered armor set for the marine armor set. And this one you're going to be getting an item called Coastal Foreign Drawings, so certainly keep your eyes peeled for that when we get access to this one, because this is, I believe, the G9 armor set that was introduced. It was introduced in G9 for Frontiers, so certainly a popular armor set, but I guess it's just not been available since Frontiers. So all of the armor sets that we're getting are from Frontiers, and they're pretty good in their own rights. So certainly players should be looking forward to that. Now, this next event quest is going to be, I think, an interesting one, because this is a developer challenge quest, and I believe this is the development challenge quest that we're supposed to get, as the developers are going to be playing with the lance. I believe this was the last weapon that they wanted to discuss and talk about, presumably for the 5th free title update. Lances will be adjusted. We're going to be talking about that in the next video, where I'm going to be talking about pretty much all the weapon changes that we can expect for the 5th free title update. And this event quest is going to be the teaser for that, as this is a dual thread 6-star Master Rank event quest called Light and Darkness that puts you up against a Furious Rajang and a Scorn Magnamalo. The rewards will be titles, so you guys will be extremely happy with that, but you'll also be able to get some eggs and melding puddings. So, and I believe once again this will be giving you full access to, you know, the developers playing as the lance, showcasing that weapon a little bit. And we fully know that every time the developers play a weapon, they are adjusting it for the next patch. Now, the next quest will be a dual thread 6-star Master Rank event quest called Seething Chaos that puts you up against a Seething Bezogeese and a Chaotic Gore Magala at the Flooded Forest. This one will give you access to the Fluffy Buddy layers. I believe these are the little like ears, like winter ear muffin things, whatever. I forget what the actual word for that is. Like ear muffs or whatever. They're fluffy tickets that you're gonna get with egg rewards for this specific quest. So certainly there's some rewards there for layered armor that fans of those like fluffy looking armor pieces, or specifically the paid DLC weapons, are going to be pretty happy with matching those up with this. Now, the next quest is a Hazard event quest, and is one of, I believe, 2 final event quests. Now, I believe these will be the 2 final event quests that we get, because the first one is a 6-star Hazard event quest called Legendary Strike. This one puts you up against a Flaming Espinas at Forlorn Arena. 100% small crown, therefore it's going to be a small Flaming Espinas, and you will be able to get titles and egg rewards for it. Now, why is this quest extremely important? Remember, we just recently spoke in a previous video, link in the description below if you didn't catch it. But essentially, Hazard event quests are the same equivalent as emergency event quests. These are monsters that should be more powerful than anomaly investigation versions of themselves, and they are pretty much extremely dangerous. We got a Hazard event quest for Lucent Nargacuga when you took down Volcana, and that one was an amazingly cool quest, and I was a big fan of it. I made a separate video on that. And now Flaming Espinas is getting the same title as well, pretty much the same format. This is going to be a really extremely difficult fight. It's going to be really tough, And on top of that, it's going to be a small version of a Flaming Espinas, which is going to make it very dangerous and extremely intimidating for people. Now, at the same time, the next and final event quest that we're going to get is a 6-star hazard event quest called Dance of Disaster. And this one is Violet Mitsuzune's turn at the Infernal Ruins. 100% large crown, Violet Mitsuzune large crown that does not exist just yet. We're going to get a guaranteed big version of Violet Mitsuzune and eggs as a reward. And once again, this is a hazard. So therefore, because Lucerne Gakuga and Violet Mitsuzune do not have the equivalent of an anomaly investigation quest, these two quests are pretty much the equivalent of that, if not more. These monsters are extremely dangerous. They hit very hard. They can one-hit KO you. They have higher resistances, higher parameters, higher damage, higher HP, the works. They are more powerful than anomaly investigation monsters. Therefore, I think they are extremely good challenges, and I'm certainly looking forward to these two brand new hazard ones. But once again, they are going to be part of the last 2 weeks of event quests, and that is because, like I mentioned at the top of the video, the first week, most likely the week of maybe the 5th or the 12th, we are going to get on April, we are going to get the next 2 event quests. These 2 event quests, I spoke about these 2 already in a separate video. I spoke about them because they are going to be the first quest we are going to get when they introduce Sunbreak for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC Windows. The first event quest will be called Rookie Hunters Welcome. This is a 1-star master run quest. Therefore, anybody jumping into Sunbreak right away will be able to have access to it versus a Great Isuchi, a Great Baggy, a Great Ragi, and a Wolvidon at the arena. 100% small crown with silver eggs, melding nectar, pitfalls, barrel bombs, and max potions. And the second quest in that same week, once again, this is going to be one of those weeks where we get 2 event quests. This is a 1-star master rank quest called Harvest Boon versus a Kuluyaku and a Lagambi at the arena. 100% large crown for both, silver eggs, melding nectar, pitfalls, barrel bombs, and max potions. So notice how all the monsters you're fighting, Great Isuchi, Great Baggy, Great Ragi, Volvidon, Kuluyaku, and Lagambi are starter level monsters, and these are to basically bring in new players from PlayStation, Xbox, and PC Windows into the fold for Sunbreak. So this is why these 2 quests are extremely important, because they're going to be bringing players to kind of like sync up finally with Sunbreak and have full access. These quests are going to be available for Nintendo Switch and PC Steam players, and of course now the newly GeForce Nvidia now players as well who are going to be playing on the cloud, and everyone is going to have access to these event quests at the same time. So this is why I think they're important, because they are going to be dropping right around the beginning of April, and pretty much at the end of April we get pretty much the next free title update, the 5th one. So I mentioned at the top of the video, that is how the timeline is going to work. These event quests with the introduction of Sunbreak for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC Windows are going to be important, and of course, more importantly, I think the hazard event quests are going to be extremely good challenges, and of course the 3 brand new armor sets are going to be cool as well. So that's pretty much every single event quest that we're going to be getting as part of the 4th free title update. I know this was an extremely long video, but I wanted to be as thorough as possible going over all of this information, since I know no one else is putting out this type of content, and I like to make sure that my viewers are the most informed out there of the Monster Hunter fandom. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.